be the one to tell him where to go. That means getting on the B word.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Financial Minute. I'm gonna join Dave Ramsey for a little bit here on our ride through the country. Here we go, let's do it.
It's all free. Living on a budget puts you in control of your money.
That's true.
Start budgeting for free by visiting RamseySolutions.com/everydollar. RamseySolutions.com.
But you could.
/everydollar. Rachel is in San Jose, California. Hi, Rachel. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call. How are you?
Sure, better than I deserve. What's up?
Better than I deserve.
First, I want to say thanks for taking my call again. I've been listening to you since I've been in community college, so it's kind of cool to be on the show. But my question is how to save money for a master's program, specifically an MBA. I plan on going back to school within the next 3 years, and the program I'm looking at will be around $150,000 to $200,000.
Why for an MBA? Why would you pay that for an MBA?
That's a lot. I'm going to agree with this.
It's a pretty prestigious school, and it's just always...
I couldn't give a crap less. That's ridiculous.
Heard that one coming.
There's no MBA on the planet worth 150 grand.
Awkward side.
No.
Rachel, what's your why for getting it? What's like the end goal? You're getting an MBA to do what?
What do you do?
I want to be a leader in supply chain and just be more well-rounded. I know within the field I'm in, it's not necessarily required, but I've always enjoyed school, and hopefully by the time I get to that point, I can afford it, and it's not too much of a strain on my budget.
How much do you make a year?
Well, I'm right now making about 80, but I just signed for a new job, and I'll be making around 150. And the sign-on bonus will hopefully clear my debt. I have about $30,000 in loans and debt, so half of it for my car and half of it for student loans. So
Way to go!
Sign-on bonus.
And where is you have a degree in supply chain?
I actually studied finance, but I landed a job in supply chain, and I actually really loved it.
And you're doing great. Okay, so where is your finance degree from? What school?
I actually went to a small school in the Midwest. You probably wouldn't have heard of it, but I don't want to say it on air, but I transferred from a community college within the school.
And what did you pay for your finance degree?
It was $30,000 total for 2 years since I transferred.
You're amazing.
Wow.
That's exactly my point.
You're making $6,000.
You're making $150,000 a year.
6 figures.
You're making $150,000 a year from a $30,000 undergraduate finance degree, and the fact that you're a hustler and you're smart and you know how to grind and you jumped over into supply chain, which is a hot career field, especially right now. You've done everything smart to this point until somebody told you that where you went to school mattered, and it does not. There is zero hard data on the planet that says where you go to school matters. And you're proof of that.
That's true.
You're proof of that.
She had to know this was coming.
You should pay 20 grand for an MBA.
Yeah, the program, actually the company I'm working for does sponsor like master's programs. So I'm looking at it full time.
They're going to pay for it.
So
They're going to pay for you to go to school and get your MBA.
Yeah.
But it's just not the school you picked out.
Right.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I don't know if we have a way to do this or not. I want you to watch Borrowed Future, our documentary on student loan debt tonight. I want you to watch it. 200,000 people have watched it on Google Play, on Apple TV.
I'll look for a link
on Amazon Prime. And Kelly, can we give her a code to watch Borrowed Future? We can? Okay, good. I'm going to give it to you. That way you don't have to pay for the rental even. Okay, we'll give you a promo code, and you can watch it for free as my gift. All right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to sign up to get a free MBA that your company that pays you $150,000 a year to do supply chain is going to pay for at a school, because I got to tell you, no one cares where you went to school out here in the real you got an MBA. That's all they know.
Right.
That's all they know. I got probably 40 or 50, maybe 60 MBAs working here at Ramsey. I couldn't tell you where a single one of them went to school. And by the way, I didn't even hire them because they had an MBA. I hired them because they passed our stringent interview process and they proved to be very studly people. And they fit into the Ramsey program here. Now, when I'm sitting and talking to them, and I know they have an MBA, it's helpful because I know how to communicate, because MBAs have a certain critical thinking skill thing that is pretty much germane to all of your fields of study. But, oh my gosh, I love it. I want you to go get the MBA, and I love that you like studying. But please, 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 please learn something from your finance degree. It's called return on investment.
Pay for it for free.
Mm-hmm.
You will make zero more money for spending $150 than you will get in the free one that your work will pay for. Please.
You're right, Dave.
That's Dave Ramsey's favorite words. You're right, Dave.
Please, 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 don't do this. Oh.
But here's the mindset, and I feel like, Rachel, that you're in, we hear it a lot though, is when you're in that academic world and you love school. I mean, she said, I love studying, I love, I want to get my MBA, all of these things, and you kind of get into that sector of life where that's where people go. People do applaud the nice school. I understand, Rachel, how you got there, because it makes sense, and I think that there are people out there that put things on a pedestal and all of that. But you gotta get out the reality. Here's the reality. The reality is getting an MBA is great when you can pay for it. And the fact that your company will will completely pay for it. It's free. It's free.
And Rachel, you are amazing. You're the secret sauce.
Not the MBA.
Not the degree, and certainly not where you got the degree. I mean, I've never gone to a doctor and I go, where'd you go to school? I've never gone to a lawyer. Where'd you go to school? Just never asked me. Never asked me. I've never hired an accountant. I said, where'd you go to school? I've hardly ever hired an employee. If I ask them where they went to school in an interview, it's just as a matter of conversation. But I've never hired someone that went to X school over went to Y school.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, around here, it's kind of works against you.
People that went to community college and paid for it, we're like,
You worked your butt off. Yeah, you're one of us. Yeah, you're blue collar. You get her done, baby. You leave the cave, kill something, and drag it home. You're one of us. Yeah, that's right. Versus I paid, a bazillion dollars for a degree in left-handed puppetry. Oh my gosh. So Rachel, you just got so much on the ball. You're just such a sharp young woman. I'm just begging you not to make that mistake. Hang on, Kelly will give you a copy or give you a code so you can watch Borrowed Future. Seth Godin, our friend, is one of the leading marketing minds on the planet, will go off on.
Well, there you go. Dave Ramsey says, don't spend more on a degree for a name. Hey, I'd agree with him. We don't always agree on things, me and him, but I would agree with that. It's not worth the money. It's definitely not worth going to debt to get a particular name brand college degree. I got a bachelor's from a no-name college. I don't feel that it changed anything had I had a bachelor's from a degree college, and I do not have a master's. Let's see what else Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey to pay the bills. Commercials. Well, I think there's more commercials on his program than there is programs. I'm almost sure of that. I do find it funny how Dave Ramsey likes to say don't go into debt. He means personal, because his business, goes to all kinds of debt all the time. It's probably short-term debt.
And your children, the risk of being a victim is higher than ever.
Still more commercials. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in today. What did we learn today? Don't pay extra money for a name brand college or a name brand box of Wheaties either. You can buy the store brand and they're generally the same. Dave Ramsey to get off his commercial break. I am starting another YouTube channel, and I'll put a link down in the description so you guys can go check it out. That's part of my $1 million challenge. 2 years to $1 million, that's my goal. Me, also check out 40 and Broke, he's doing the same challenge. Check his channel out, I'll put that down in the description below as well. Let's see. I'd like to do some shout outs, but I don't remember who I wanted to shout out. I'll put some shout outs down in the description. Make sure you check out those channels, give them some love. They're channels I recommend. Try and find some new channels as well, some small channels. And if you guys could check them out, I'll help them out. And you might learn a thing or two out of the process. So yeah, we're going to do a YouTube channel. Hoping to get to $1 million in 2 years. We started a little before the beginning of this year, but we're just going to call it the beginning of this year. And that would mean by the beginning of 2024. Beginning of 2025. I hope. My plan is to have $1 million in this challenge. Not including anything I already have before I haven't started this challenge. So that includes the rental properties and stuff that I already have. Actually, almost were to include those properties, I am 3/4 of the way to $1 million already. But we're not including those. So far, I have $23 in my $1 million challenge account. So that is a pretty tall order, going from $823 to $1 million. Yeah, not gonna lie, that's a challenge. People say it's easy to make money. Yeah, I disagree. It can be easy once you know what you're doing. But the first time you get to $1 million, or let's say it's not easy. There is some luck involved. I've yet to figure out the YouTube algorithm. I've had some videos take off, it goes really well, and then other videos not so much. I'm not quite sure why sometimes they take off and why sometimes they don't. But that's just the way it is. We're right around 827 subscribers on this channel right now. Thank you so much, guys, if you're one of those subscribers. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Share this video with a friend or two. See if Dave Ramsey's back here. Nope, still commercials. I tell you what, Dave Ramsey does commercials. Boy, nobody does commercials like Dave Ramsey. You notice his commercials are all like about him. He advertises himself a lot. Commercials on my videos yet, or you probably never will. You'll always see, actually I shouldn't say just my video. If you watch anything on YouTube, the commercials are much shorter or they're skippable. And when you watch or listen to Dave Ramsey, they're neither short nor skippable. So I think you get more value for your dollar on YouTube than, you know, you do on cable TV or on the radio. Your time is much better spent. I'm rambling. I apologize for rambling. As you can see, driving through nowhere's land. But it's kind of pretty. And I thought I would share some of this trip with you, and let's see what's on the radio.
Sir,
Radio.
where do you live?
I live in
There we go.
Toledo, Arkansas, but I grew up in Texas.
Cool. Welcome to Nashville. Good to have you. And you're here to do a debt-free stream. How much did you pay off?
I paid off $55,000 worth of student loans.
Cool. How long did it take you?
It took me 20 months.
Good for you.
Wow.
And your range of income during
It
that time?
started at $35,000 and I bumped it up all the way to $63,000 working 2 jobs.
Cool. Good for you. What do you do for a living?
I teach middle school PE, cook middle school swimming, and then in the evenings and overnights, I stock shelves at a local grocery store.
Wow, you getting it?
Yes, kind of had to.
Had to knock it out, huh?
Yeah.
So how long you been out of school?
I've been out of school, so I graduated in 2014, so it's been a while since I've been out, but I really started following the FPU, following the principles for the past 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, so 20 months, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so you went through the class, Financial Peace University.
Yeah, so long story short, one of the teachers where I work at, her and her family were doing FPU through the church. The church was offering it to anyone in the community that wanted to do it. And
Wow.
she said, you need to get on this because that meter of a car that you're driving on is kind of pitiful and you need to do something about it. And I was like, well, I have student loans. And she's like, well, you need to do this FPU course. Like, have you heard of Dave Ramsey? I was like, yes. And she's like, well, this course is free. You need to sign up. So I signed up.
The church had it completely free.
Yes, had it completely free. And like, I'm not a member of that church, but they were just like, we want to help the community. And when we help the community, it's going to come back and invest in itself, so to speak. And so I signed up. I went every Wednesday. And first time
No, we're going to lose him.
conversation about finances. Me,
I have an Excel sheet. I have a buyer spreadsheet. What pounds are they looking for? What?
I apologize, guys. I think we're losing Dave Ramsey, sadly.
finances.
Jesus, in this hour.
Tax resolution firms specialize in helping individuals.
Our country.
Response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Turkey's president is reporting progress in negotiations
Well, let's see what's going on in Russia.
Recep Tayyip Erdogan says Ukraine appears willing to abandon its effort to join NATO and is signaling some willingness on concessions around disarmament. Turkey hosted a meeting between the two countries' foreign ministers earlier this month. The European Union is moving closer to cracking down on major online companies like Google and Meta. EU officials have agreed on wording for a measure to limit tech giants from dominating digital markets with penalties up to and including splitting out the company that violates the rules. You're listening to Here and Now.
We don't see many Muslim women in movies or on television, and the characters we do see draw heavily on screen.
Is the Muslim woman ever shown expressing joy? Is she shown in different contexts? Is she scuba diving? Is she riding? Your coffee cup, don't tip it over, but look on the bottom. If you get a golden ticket,
Ukraine and Russia for wheat. Those two countries export about 30% of the wheat in global trade, and just about 75% of it goes to African countries. In some cases, that's their whole source of grain. Let's look at our farm gate blog for you today. This is Stu Ellis.
have your people on video saying it. But then he gets angry at the reporter for calling him out on what he said. This is a master class on how not to speak to the hack media, even when you're a leftist. Check this out.
Let's get something straight. You remember, if you covered me from the very beginning, I did not say that, in fact, the sanctions would deter him. Sanctions never deter. You keep talking about that. Sanctions never deter.
But if you believe Putin's made up his mind, what leverage do you really have? Why not put those sanctions in place now?
The purpose of the sanctions has always been and continues to be deterrence.
That's his own vice president. Folks, it wasn't just her. Don't just attribute it to Kamala and her nonsense.
I didn't just say deterrent.
There were people throughout the administration, Jen Psaki, Jake Sullivan, the National Security Advisor,
That's pretty bad.
various iterations of this same message, that sanctions were meant to deter them.
Okay, not to impress everybody. Guys, thanks for joining in today. Hope you enjoyed the ride. A little bit of Dave Ramsey, a little bit of Russia, Ukraine. What else? Not really much Russia. Can't take much more of it. Heard so much of it. Putin's gonna do what he wants to do. I don't think much anybody says or does is gonna stop him short of a world war, which nobody seems to be willing to do, thankfully. But yeah, that's just my opinion, of course. I'm just a guy on YouTube, so don't take my advice. Anyways, so we talked a little bit about that, about college with, or master's degree with Dave Ramsey. And I rambled on a bit. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of it for today. If you got any questions or concerns, leave them down in the comments. Please, guys, comment. Throw a comment. If you made it this far, let me know down in the comment section. This is a longer video and I rambled a lot. So I apologize for that. And maybe I'll break this up into 2 videos. Maybe I won't. Probably won't because they're kind of like one video. Feels like one video. Shouldn't be 2. But yeah. I keep saying, but yeah. Hit that subscribe button and like this video, or hit the dislike video. If you're not liking it, just do one or the other. And I will see you all in the next video. Remember, you can make your financial dreams come true. Don't delay. Get started today. Be safe. God bless. I will see you all in the next video, guys.